GBPUSD tanked in towards the downside exactly as predicted, and I made very good money on that. Thanks to GBPUSD, I have not only made money on my personal account or my prop firm accounts, but also nearly passed this phase 1 challenge where I need one more profitable day. I'm currently trading on a trading pit 1 phase challenge where I need 3 profitable days and at least 2 positions need to be both 0.5%. So this EURUSD sell was a quick 0.5% one, and now I need one more trade of around 0.5% to pass that challenge. So guys, this is how I've been capitalizing on GBPUSD, and if you were on the live stream on Tuesday, then obviously you should have been in this short position here as well, which has reached a beautiful 1 to 3 risk to reward. But hey guys, who am I? I'm just Fabio doing the daily market updates. As always, sharing as much value as possible. So let's just dive into that. Now, EURUSD still consolidating, still not of interest for myself. This thing is probably only going to start moving on Friday, so tomorrow, with the Jackson Hole Symposium being hosted in the US. As we can see, we've just been stuck within this overall range, fighting in between that area of daily supply over here and this daily area of demand over here. Therefore, for myself, EURUSD has just not been interesting to trade. We've been taking highs, we've been taking lows. A lot of traders have been shooting themselves in the foot, trying to go long on this thing. Yes, it has looked good from the sense or from the perspective that there might have been some longs, but just, yeah, nothing is really playing out, and we're just grabbing the lows and grabbing the highs. So I would just really stay out of GU until we choose a direction. What I mean with choosing a direction, that is breaking the overall fractal low over here or breaking the overall fractal high over here. So that is currently what I'm waiting for. As you guys know, I've been explaining this chart for the past week every single day in the same way. This here is the swing low in towards the swing high. We join our fib. Price broke market structure, took out this little bump in the road here as liquidity, took that, and then boom, V-shape reversal in towards the highs. Now the overall order flow then sustained its bullish momentum, but then found a very strong area of daily imbalance, which broke both market structure here and over here. Therefore, this for me is a strong area of supply, and therefore I'm not really looking to go long just yet. Yes, maybe it will play out. Maybe if you even take a long like this with your stop loss underneath the fractal low, you could get in a very simple 1 to 3 risk to reward back up to the swing high. But for myself, that is just a little bit too risky. No need to take any unnecessary losses, especially with GBPUSD, AUDUSD and NZDUSD and even USDCAD moving as clean as they have been. So for myself, your USD game plan is extremely clear. I'm just waiting for the daily to choose its direction and stop consolidating, and that is when I'll get in. Going into the dollar index, we can see that the dollar index has slowly but surely been trickling up higher as we've kind of wanted. The overall immediate market structure still remains bullish here, and this area of demand still pushes the market up higher. Obviously very consolidative, just like your USD, and yes, we've kind of reached this area of supply over here, which is suppressing price again. Therefore, as I have mentioned, the real impulse up on the dollar will only start once we break this area of resistance. Otherwise, this little internal trend that we have here could still push the market down lower. Therefore, I also took profits on GBPUSD as we have reached this clear area of supply over here. I don't really want to be taking any more unnecessary risks this week, especially with that symposium. It's kind of like just a meetup of financial heavyweights in the United States is being hosted tomorrow. Now, today we also have some manufacturing data coming out in the US, so I'm going to be monitoring that, see what comes out from that, although I'm not expecting nothing too massive. For now, the overall order flow obviously remains bearish, with this being the first order flow and then pushing the market down lower. This being the second area of order flow. So just with order flow, I mean area of consolidation or like overall buy before the stronger sell down. That is currently where the market is inside of. That can still push the market down lower. And therefore, I'm just waiting for this high to break. And then I'll scale more aggressively back into, for example, a EURUSD short, as that is the only pair out of those major dollar pairs that's kind of like lagging behind in its overall drop in towards the downside. So that's the dollar index that I have for you guys. Moving onwards into obviously GBPUSD. Now GU, been absolutely milking this thing since the very top. I've been talking about this piece of analysis every single day. You guys know it. Overall 1, 2, 3. So the ascending overall channel, once we have that third trendline touch or the third kind of like drive in towards the highs, because you want a one drive, a second drive, and that third drive then grabbing liquidity above kind of like this massive swing high here, that is then a sign that a reversal is going to take place. Now, when do we know that the reversal will take place? Once obviously we see the change of character. Yes, guys. So obviously the overall setup kind of that you have here on the lower time frame, which I traded, that kind of also took place over here with stops above the highs. And then obviously at the time, you would also had a beautiful 1 to 3 risk to reward. Now, since then, what has happened is that we've broken market structure in towards the downside here. Then this here's the swing high, this here's the swing low, this here's the 0.5 fib. I took my first loss trying to short over here, and then my second trade and third trade obviously come over here once we take out this little bump in the road. So again, guys, every single time we're doing the exact same thing: swing high, swing low. So we identify bearish market structure. Number 2, we identify liquidity in this little bump in the road. Number 3, we identify that this is an overall area of supply, right? These imbalance candles. And then number 4, obviously we are looking at premium versus discount. We retrace into premium, and we're also looking at the overall liquidity. So liquidity bump in the road gets taken out. Go to the 4-hour time frame. We look for the FTB after taking out that liquidity. Happened over here at the top. That is when I got in, and then boom, you guys can see it. I even squeezed a slightly better risk reward out of it myself, around I think a 4.2R. And then obviously on Tuesday on the live stream, we discussed this overall skill in position here. Again, the exact same kind of setup. The only difference was that it didn't retrace as high. Well, actually it kind of did. You can see exactly 0.5 fib, exactly the liquidity high, exactly this area of supply. And then again, change of character, boom, sells off in towards the downside. So guys, this is how simple it can be. If you just conduct and use this overall market strategy every single day in the same way, like you guys can do it as well. I really promise you. Now for GU, obviously I'm looking at some sort of slowdown as a dollar index is currently inside supply. This dollar or the GBPUSD here is inside this daily imbalance. So do expect maybe somewhat of a reaction. But yeah, depending on how PMI comes out today, will GBPUSD move in either up or down. But for myself, kind of like the overall move that I wanted to see from GBPUSD, that has been completed. So now I'm just waiting for kind of like new price action to form. And I'll now shift my focus towards Euro-Dollar, which has been lagging behind this overall drop in towards the downside. So let's see what the news does. And then if the news comes out, for example, bullish for the dollar, then I'll look for those EURUSD shorts. And I won't be looking anymore for GBPUSD shorts, as it's already kind of like made its move. Unless we obviously see some new price action develop overall. Furthermore, that's pretty much that on GU. Going into AUDUSD, I mean, what can I say? AUDUSD have had this risk to reward tool as well here on my chart for days. Be talking about this for days as well. Again, guys, I don't need to do this, like these daily market outlooks, but I just enjoy so much seeing price action play out and being able to explain it to you what is actually happening. That is why I do what I do. Again, descending highs here. This is the major liquidity high. Liquidity gets taken out. Then once liquidity gets taken out and we take out these little liquidity highs here as well, we break market structure in towards the downside. So we get the fractal break in towards the downside here. And then again, we draw in the fib. So what do we see? Okay. We see 0.5 fib retracement. So takes liquidity, market structure is bearish. We have an area of supply here inside of these two wicks, and we retrace into premium pricing. And then again, what do? I go into the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour, what do I identify? I identify that we have beautiful price with 1, 2, and then the third drive in towards the highs, exactly the same as we had on GBPUSD there on the daily time frame. We get the fractal structure shift in towards the downside. Fractal happens. I just set the sell stop. Boom, we get tagged in and overall back down towards the low 3.5R. Then obviously on the 1 hour, you can look for the overall skill in positions. 1 hour skill in position came at the time over here where we had this supply zone. This is the liquidity high. Liquidity gets grabbed, and then here we had the change of character again take place. Market structure shift in towards the downside. Boom, retested that supply zone, and that is then where you skill in with stops above the supply or just above this high. And again, a beautiful 1 to 3, whatever gets hit. So much opportunities on this overall move down this week, and these are the moments within a month that you have to make a shit ton of money. Because guys, at the end of the day, you can just be sitting on your hands like I did. Mainly, I only took 1 loss before this month on GBPUSD. Sit on my hands, wait for these opportunities, and then boom, AU, boom, GU, boom, GU skill in, boom, AU skill in. You can make in one go. If you're just a little bit aggressive on those funded accounts, you can just pass all of those funded accounts kind of like in 1 week, pretty much, just with taking 2% risk and then taking both the initial position and then also the skill in position. So overall, clean price action from AUDUSD. Obviously, it's now reached the overall low, swing low here. So yeah, we could expect somewhat of a pullback, or we'll see the downside continuation. I don't really care anymore. The overall move has played out, so now just wait for new price action to develop, and again, focus or shift my focus towards Euro. Looking at NZDUSD. Also, what we've been calling yesterday and since the entire week, you guys know it as well. The overall range play. And guys, please just leave a like and yeah, leave a comment in the comment section if you're watching this, me here speaking, because again, so much value, guys. Yeah, I mean, 618, bearish market structure. Look at the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame has the one drive, the second drive, the third drive, and then just the overall sell-off in towards the downside. Doesn't really need any further explanation. I'll be looking for a pullback on NZDUSD soon, as we're kind of like reaching this daily area of demand and obviously an overextended move. So maybe somewhat of a pullback soon, and then once we do retrace, then we could look for some more skill wins in towards the downside potentially. Going into USD Swiss. That thing is still rangy as hell, so still not in any USD Swiss positions myself. Some of you might look at this supply zone and want to short it. Personally, if you want to be my guest, as the dollar index is inside of supply, but for me this is just too consolidative of a pair at the moment. USD yen, exact same thing, too consolidative, faked out to the lows, faked out to the highs, so not interesting for myself. USDCAD was actually a very nice position. We've been talking about these longs for a very, very long time as well here on the market outlook. I mean, what can I say? Overall, from a weekly perspective, we retraced all the way back down in towards discount prices. This is a strong area of demand because if you look on the daily time frame, you can see that it here to the left swept liquidity. So we swept liquidity of this low and then boom, V-shape reversal in towards the highs, making it strong. Then what happens is that we get the tap and then boom, V-shape reversal up, break of market structure, retraced, break of market structure again. Then if we look at the current market structure that we had for the past few weeks or days, market retraces into 0.5 fib, market structure is bullish from this low in towards this high, market retraces into the 0.5. Then if we look at the overall sell for the buy, we have an area of demand over here. So we retrace into demand, retrace into 0.5 fib, market structure is bullish. We go to the 4-hour time frame because what do we need? We need liquidity. So where do we have liquidity? We have liquidity resting, for example, underneath this little low here, underneath this low here, underneath this low here. Well, let's see. Is this enough liquidity then to make the next drive up? Because we also took out, for example, this low here. Now, well, what do we see? We see the first 4-hour fractal break here, second 4-hour fractal break here. This is then demand, and then from there we just fly up in towards the highs. And then here you had kind of like a bullish fractal break to confirm that the price wanted to head up higher, and that's in the first potential entry that you could then take, and then again back up to the high. I mean, 1 to 2.5 at least hit. So again, some beautiful price action there. Now obviously it's at the swing high, so now you kind of like want to reevaluate. Let's see, does it grab liquidity and retrace, or does it actually push up higher? Now gold has pushed up higher. Gold has broken market structure here with the 4-hour time frame after this descending price action in towards that area of demand, which is the sell before the buy. So let's see how the market now reacts. Within this area of demand, you can look for a potential long position and for upside continuation. So monitor what the lower time frame is doing in the form of the 1 hour. Here now liquidity and equal lows have been taken, so equal lows get taken out, and now you want to look, okay, is the market now ready to continue up higher? Now potentially if we break this, well, we did actually the 15-minute market structure shift. Let's see if we can get some more momentum and then potentially trade that up higher. If it does retrace down lower, I'll also be looking for some more potential skill ins, but for now this is maybe an interesting intraday play. Now we're going live for the New York session on the main channel, guys, the Trading Academy, so make sure to be there. I'll share a link to that live stream here in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. As always, thank you for the support today. Massive announcement inside Discord, so make sure to join and see you guys soon.